try to tell me who I am. Don't try to tell me that I can't. Don't try to make me fit the standards. What they think, it doesn't really matter.
Music industry in general, I mean, you're joining it or have been involved in it now at a time when it gets a lot of scorn, right? People don't believe in the music industry. They don't believe in what a corporate-owned entity can do for, let's say, a local fledgling artist. Tell me about your journey. What makes your story so unique so that when people come across you, they leave being extremely inspired?
I have to say a lot of what I've been starting to open up and share about is my hearing impairment and the fact that I wear hearing aids and I'm a hearing impaired singer, which not a lot of people know about me, especially when you first see me or talk to me. It's not like I don't have a deaf accent. I wasn't born deaf, but I had hearing loss throughout my childhood and some surgeries from a doctor that had kind of made things worse and got me to a point that I had no other option but to face hearing aids to hopefully try to help improve my hearing versus being able to not really face any corrective surgery moving forward, because my specialist that I got to at one point was just like, if we do any further surgeries, the risk of you losing your hearing entirely is so high. And just the fact that having that as a singer and being in the entertainment industry and being an artist, having to face all the challenges that has, as well as the stigma that can surround it, is a huge thing. Like, I had doctors telling me that having a career in this industry would be next to impossible. So proving the odds wrong is a huge part of what I've incorporated into who I am as a person, really, but also into my music and my brand, because, you know, I'm you know, people tell me you can't, I'm like, I'm gonna prove them wrong. So that's probably the biggest thing for me that I think really does inspire people when they hear that part of my story.
Now, I'm noticing that a lot of people are saying that you're a country singer or in the country genre, and yet when I listen to your music, I'm struck by the fact that you clearly have roots that come from everything ranging from rock with a little bit of funk. I mean, it's obvious that you're someone who grew up listening to a lot of different influences. Talk to me about that. Tell me what really got you going when you were younger and has now become an integral part of the things that you're creating.
Yeah, so I think it's, my parents are not musical, but they're very big fans of music and different kinds of music. My mom's very much always been a country music fan, as well as like more of the country and the pop stuff. My dad's very much been the rocker. So he's a classic rock guy and more into like the metal ages as well. So he kind of influenced me by growing up just listening to all of that. And I think kind of incorporating all of that into my music has been how I've gotten to where I'm at now, with a more authentic sound that's really more of just who I am, because I've never felt like I fit in one box. Even when I started in music, I kind of felt like I was being pulled in different directions and told you have to do this or have to do that, need to sound like this or look like that. And early days, that kind of got me started off in pop music, and I wasn't feeling it in pop. And then I kind of started in country, which felt more authentic as a storyteller and a songwriter side of things, but I wasn't your typical country girl, never really have been. And Eric Allen and I have been working together for so long, and he's always said that. He's like, your music, yes, you say you're country right now, but like it appeals to so many people outside of just country, which I actually love, because I'm bringing people from other genres that don't necessarily like or listen to country, and they like other sounds, but then when they hear mine, they're like, oh, you know what, actually I'm a fan of this, and they get a little more open-minded to the country music genre itself. So yeah, it's kind of cool to have like all these different influences that have helped me create my own sound, and I think I'm paving my own path in country music.
It's refreshing to hear that, because it just struck me that it seems like women in particular in music history have done a tremendous job of adjusting to that reality than male vocalists. Is that something because of the way, you know, I think of the Joni Mitchells, Gwen Stefani. It doesn't matter what era you go to. There are always women who seem to be typecast or put in that box. And next thing you know, they're left to their own devices and they make record-breaking albums. Is that your sentiment as well? Don't underestimate me. Look what I'm actually made of.
Totally. Like, that's exactly what I started doing. Like, when Dauntless came out in 2023, it was my first big kind of FU song to anyone who's told me you can't do this or can't do that or have to fit into this box or fit this mold. Because especially I was just talking about this in another interview this morning, that like a lot of the females in country music are blonde, and I never felt like I saw representation of myself in that industry, so that I felt I could pursue it because of that. Like, I'm not that typical country girl. So it held me away from pursuing being a country artist for a really long time. And I think just even being different appearance wise and then blending into my sound and pulling into my influences and my roots of like kind of my punk rock background and my classic rock background and like the pop stuff, like all of that kind of pulls into my unique sound as a country artist and what I'm doing as a country artist. But I think as a woman, it's more prominent. I see it in a lot of the other female artists out there as well. Everyone's kind of chasing the same thing or trying to be the same, what's already out there. And it's like, just be yourself, but we're not kind of guided or inspired to be ourselves because society and the industry, so to speak, kind of pushes us to kind of follow that mold. And, you know, I've kind of just decided to say, screw that. I'm just going to be me and do my own thing. And it's been going well. And if we really look at all the legends in this world, like Prince and Freddie Mercury and Elvis, like all of those legends didn't make themselves legends by following the rules and following that same path, right? You have to kind of just be yourself and do your own thing. So I think that's something to really be said about uniqueness and your unique voice in music as an artist, for sure.
And you just mentioned that you interviewed with CTV. You've got a lot of mainstream now publicity happening. A real, from what I've read, appreciation down in Nashville for what you're doing. You're crossing borders, and who knows, with more people discovering your music in Europe, that could be a whole different kettle of fish. How are you handling the fame, the attention, the popularity, and some of the expectations? Do you feel like something's changing, or are you more resolute to be the exact person you are coming into this?
I definitely feel like the attention is something that I embrace, but I also feel like I'm just always myself. I don't feel like it's going to change me. I really try to move very authentically and with a lot of gratitude for people that have been a part of my journey every step of the way. That's something that's been really important to me. Early days in my career is anyone who's been a part of my journey or helped me get to where I'm at is super important, whether they're currently a part of my team or my journey or just part of like that path on the way here. They all deserve their, respect and appreciation. And I was explaining too at CTV, I was like, I worked in so many different areas of the entertainment industry early on in my teen years and my college years, because I really wanted to have an appreciation, respect for all the different avenues of where people are part of this entertainment industry. So I went to school for PR and media studies and communications. So I kind of dabbled in all of that. And I did an internship at Live Nation, which was an extra internship I didn't have to do in school just because I really wanted to see what that side of things looked like and appreciate the booking side of live shows. And there's just so much that goes into your journey. And I think, fame is one thing, but it doesn't define you and it isn't everything. It's not why we as artists or why we should as artists be pursuing this. But, it's always kind of scary when you start to get recognized or like people are like, I've had like stalkerish moments and things like that. It's a little overwhelming, but you just have to, take it in strides and continue to just be yourself.
It's usually when you start getting and employing different layers of everything from security to bureaucracy, depending on, who's handling the business. It is interesting, though, that you didn't take the conventional path. You did a lot of things that were infinitely creative, but did not necessarily involve singing. When was the moment when the light switch hit you that I need to have my voice heard and I need to do it as well produced as possible and as innovative as possible?
Well, I've always been a singer and I've always been an artist and a songwriter since I was really little, but I think I was really insecure. I got bullied quite a bit in school and I kind of lacked a lot of confidence early on in my childhood to pursue an artist career. And I think you really need to figure out who you are as a person in order to really pursue being an artist. I think that that's a big journey. The artist life isn't for everyone. And it's taken all the things that I went through behind the scenes and all these other areas that I've worked in jobs and internships to really discover my voice as an artist and what I want to say and write about as a songwriter. And, I think it's all been a part of this journey to get me here. And it's created a lot of character and integrity that I have and appreciation for just the industry. And I love every aspect and every facet of being an artist, from doing interviews like this to being in the studio to, touring and the live show component. There's just there's nothing about what I do that I don't like. And that's like when you're on the right path, I think, is like you love everything that you do. You love all of it and working, to elevate yourself as you go. So I definitely got myself working with a team down in Nashville just to elevate myself sound on a production level and just keep elevating, right? Like we have to keep, as we're journeying through this industry, keep getting better and challenging ourselves to do better. And that's the only way we grow, right?
Don't try to tell me that I can't. Don't try to make me fit the standards. What they think, it doesn't really matter. 'Cause I'm courageous, a little dangerous. I'ma do what it takes to make it.